When we first bought the flat, it was, I think it was hardly touched since the 1970s. It looked derelict, it looks very dated, very dilapidated. There were green carpets everywhere, and they had one of those wood chips in the walls. Everything looked really old. And I think when we bought this place, we had this idea of just doing it up, but without destroying the Victorian architecture. So we've kept a lot of that elements, sort of like the cornicings, the marble fireplaces, the woodworks, and I think that sort of kept us within our limits of what we can do without making it too modern. And it's just from there, just getting inspiration from various different sources. I tried very hard not to look into interior books as such. I did more of my preparation through films, especially with the colour palettes. I think I went straight into watching a Wes Anderson sort of like film marathon, and tried to get as many pops of colours as I can. But also I think at some stage we wanted it to be quite a dark room, so it invokes this sort of comfiness, I guess. So films like In the Mood for Love, even sometimes Marie Antoinette and the Sofia Coppola film was very good as well for just colours and just playing with lights. And I just took it from there really. And this is actually my first project, and I think it's really helped me as an interior designer to now know my boundaries and to see what I can do with this space, and doing that for my clients as well. So inspiration wise, I think it's just from everywhere: films, music, books, a lot of photography, and knowing when to stop, I think is a good thing as well. So hopefully I have not made this an exaggeration of what we started out to do, but yeah, I think our motivation is to basically keep it Victorian but make it quite interesting. I chose to use Architectural Home after looking through the internet and finding and comparing different websites, I think, to see who's the best fit for this project. Like I said, when we first came into this project, we were very new. We didn't have that many contacts, so that we didn't have people that we know who had projects going on, so they didn't really give us a recommendation. I think when we looked at the website for Architectural Home, it's just really good reviews that we've seen from the website, and we've seen how helpful the team was to the various clients that they had in the past, and we were very convinced by that. And I think what really sealed the deal was when we first met Roger for the first time for our initial consultation. He came in, he had ideas, and he was very open to listening to our ideas as well. And I think that sort of collaborative effort really helped us decide that, yeah, this is the right place for us to really start building up our sort of family home from scratch, I think. The process was very fluid to begin with, especially when working with Roger. He had a lot of blueprints or photographs from different projects that he has done, and he sort of looked at it after receiving feedback from us. When we say something, he says, actually, I've got something in mind for you guys. This could work. So it was a very organic process almost. He would just give us an idea when we tried, and we would sort of like bounce back with another idea and build up from there. From start to finish, it was such a pleasant experience. Like, we were very nervous that that the architect or themselves would potentially want to push their agenda, but I've never found this with Roger. He's given us many inspirations himself, such as visiting the John Soane Museum, a museum that he's always asking us to do, in terms of just finding ways to play with angles and lights and using reflective surfaces to make the project interesting. And so just from start to end, I think it's very helpful that he kind of helped us through the way, guided us through the way, and also made very practical suggestions as well, making sure that we were within the scope that we were trying to achieve without going too bombastic. You know, if I were to suggest something a bit out of character, he would say, and he would sort of chime in and say he doesn't think that's right, you know, working within the space that we have. And I think that's just very helpful. It's good for the whole process, really. It didn't make it sound like a chore, and I think that's what's good about it.